Hello everybody, John here, and today on To The Garage we're doing translation stickers on Ellie the Elgrand. Hi, and as regulars to the channel will know, I've currently got this Elgrand FG as my daily driver, and that's been great fun, and we're exploring all the weird and wonderful parts of it. Because it's a grey import, as we call in the UK, it was never sold or intended to be sold in the UK, but it's amongst the more popular imports for Brits. It does have various features that have to be modified, some to be legal and some just to be sensible. So the legal stuff includes some lighting changes to the rear, addition of a miles per hour speedo, etc. However, there are bits and pieces that do not need legally to be changed, but is very useful from a user point of view. And one of them is button translation. Now, many of you watching this will have Japanese built vehicles in your personal little fleet, and that doesn't really present too much of an issue because the vehicles will be intended for sale in the UK or other English speaking countries, and therefore buttons, knobs, dials, etc. will have the English on them. And the Elgrand's a really interesting mix of English lettering, you can see on, off, abbreviations that don't really work because they're probably the acronyms from Japanese. So AFS turns on and off the automatic front lighting system, which enables you to see round corners. I've seen some attempts to translate it into English using an S. They're all less than satisfactory. Automatic front spots, for instance, and many others. But there's an awful lot of icons which are universal. They'll work anywhere in the world. However, once things get a little more complex, we have what's known as kanji. So Japanese pictographic text. And with the best will in the world, most of us aren't going to learn this to work out what's going on. What we can do is, of course, just learn to understand by position what things are. And I've pretty much understood these now, so they're less of an issue. Back in the back of the car, there are some more things that I really can't memorize. But what I've done is I bought some translation stickers. And these translation stickers are in two sorts. I've got some button stickers there. Just reach into my little secret drawer. And I've got these ones, which are stickers for remote controls. And they're the ones I'm most interested in. So I'm going to apply these to my remote controls in the back and show them to you. These I may actually leave off for the moment. Stickers on buttons in cars do have one major drawback. The word auto there, for instance, will illuminate when the ignition's on and the side lights are on, because it's an undyed area of the black plastic button and the light will come through it. When we put a sticker over the top, you lose that button illumination. So yeah, less than perfect as a solution, but certainly more of a realistic prospect to use things like this than it is to buy new buttons. In the back of the Elgrand, we have these two remote controls, which are equally labelled up in kanji. And the reason I can't or won't learn to use these is I'm normally the one driving. But if somebody in the back says, John, can we have the heating up a little bit in the back? Well, the simple answer is you've got the remote control, just adjust it. How do you do it? I can't think or explain that whilst I'm driving. So these are getting translated. Also, as these are like silhouettes that drop around the buttons, it won't detract from the fact that the buttons on these are fluorescent. They glow in the dark. So as long as they've had a bit of sunlight on them, they do glow, which is quite nice. And I won't actually be masking off the kanji in most cases. I'm just adding in some English. So if I just deploy that remote. This one is the remote that's connected with the infotainment systems in the vehicle. So I'm just going to find the right masks for this. Looks like that one. Anybody who's interested, I will put a link in the description below this video to where I got these stickers from, but various are available, I will say. You don't have to get the same as me. Rear seat screen. I think I'll have a crack with that one first. If your remote is particularly grubby, I would recommend putting a bit of alcohol on it, clean it up so that these things are going to stick properly. But mine's good. Yeah, rear seat screen. Let's have a look. That's not going to fit. There's another rear seat screen one, which is a subtly different design. So there's obviously two different designs, and I've been given both sets. So I need that one. Rear seat nav. That looks right. So we'll have a go with this. I've got ones with cream backgrounds because my other remote is cream. There are black masks available if you prefer. It's just a personal preference sort of thing. I thought that this would stand out a little bit more, and keeping it looking original is not that important to me anyway, and particularly on a vehicle most people have never even seen one of before. Who's to say what original looks like? Just peeling off, leaving the little buttons. And the trick with this is going to be lining it up before it gets fully attached. Because there's so many holes in it, it's easy to get distorted. So be very careful before you fully stick it down. I'm just trying to influence this slightly to the left. I think I'm probably not going to get it perfect. There we go. First one on. Crack on with the rest. Okay, so my recommendations already are, if you've got a black remote, get the black ones. Forget styling and matching up to the other one, because it's really obvious when you've got misalignments with the cream on black. Black on black would hide a lot of that. So that's my first tip. Secondly, if you want perfection, don't. I sense that this might be a little inaccurate, this sticker, as in the cutting, the shape, but I would hate to have to design it, so I'm not going to criticise it too heavily. But what it does mean is getting it to line up equally, evenly, wherever, on all of the different elements is incredibly difficult. And if you're a little bit OCD like myself when it comes to car things, it's going to irritate you. But then again, the alternative is not to bother. Learn what all the buttons mean, and then constantly shout that to your rear seat passengers who want something to happen in the back. So, in the grand scheme of things, maybe it's just fine. I should get over myself. It is quite handy to have a sharp knife, so you can keep picking the edges up and making minor adjustments. But after a lot of finicky work, it doesn't look disgusting, and it's at least intelligible to an English speaker. My instinct is remote number 2, which is the paler one, is going to look better, but we shall see. Interestingly, on the cream coloured remote, there's a styling line just here which matches with the curved bottom of the sticker, which was also on the other sticker, on the other remote. But it wasn't on the remote, suggesting that the black might be an aftermarket replacement. Maybe, you know, the legitimate Nissan replacement, but I'm sensing this is the Pucker OE item and the other one might not be. This is so tricky. Yeah, this one's gone on better, lines up with the buttons better, and was easier to apply. Again, backing up my concept that maybe the beige ones are OE and the black remotes are replacement aftermarket items. Could be wrong. Genuinely don't know, but interesting. Ta-da! There you go. Not a bad job. You do need patience. If you want perfection, don't. But I think particularly for these rear controls, it's too much of a positive to allow kids or friends that are sat in the back to know what the buttons mean, rather than you trying to remember and shout which button to press when you're driving. So that's it for now. I say, description below will contain a link if you want the same as me, but there are others out there, and I shan't be translating everything in the vehicle because you would go on forever. You know, this was never intended to be sold in the UK or any other English-speaking country, not in this format. So, yeah, bit of a challenge, but it's worth it. It's such a treat to drive. If you're enjoying our channel, then don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos. And please give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, and you can share the videos. and below the video is always the area where you can comment and get involved with the chat.